You never gotta be that lonely. You never gotta get that alone. All you gotta do is call me, and I will never let you go.
So when we first started, we didn't really set out with a plan to make a rudimental sound. You know, it kind of just fell together, I should say. I brought in a live element and a kind of, you know, hip hop influence of sampling and making beats. And the other boys brought in a sort of house influence and a dance music influence. And together we ended up making drum and bass. So it was just, we didn't really have any idea what we were going to do. And that has naturally evolved, and we're kind of realizing that having a formula is not a good thing for us. So what we do is get in the rehearsal room and play, and get in the studio and play. We all play instruments, so the good thing is our studio is just set up with instruments all over the place, you know? We don't get technical with it until the very end. So what happened naturally on our second album is that it got even more live, and a lot of the more old school influences that we picked up from mums and dads and brothers and sisters and vinyls was the funk influence and the soul influence. That started coming through a lot more. So we kind of reached out to a few people that we were influenced by, who, you know, maybe from an older generation of music, but we feel like we can bring them back in through our music. And that's what we've done. You know, our sound has progressed so much. Our second album is the best music we've made so far. You know, we've really stepped up the levels. We've played so many shows, so many festivals now, that we're just better musicians and better songwriters than we ever were before.
So yeah, the last few years has been pretty crazy. It's been a really enjoyable whirlwind. It got big really quickly, and the focus on the live shows was a lot more. There was a lot more focus on the live shows and really developing the live band. So it kept us nice and busy, and it was really good to watch the progression. And as us as musicians, as well as performers, yeah, it's been really amazing. It's been amazing just watching everybody get better and better. What I generally need in my ears for this particular type of music, it's generally quite bassy, quite bass heavy. So I need it to be quite a lot cleaner within my ears for clarity. So I like it quite crisp, and I like quite a lot of cymbals, quite a lot of hi-hats kind of thing to kick up the tempo and stuff so it cuts through. But generally a nice even balance between the acoustic and the electronic drums. So I've been using the M50 headphones for the past, say, 2.5 years or so, since being a part of the group. They're really good, they're really comfortable, they're very clear sounding, they're not too bass heavy, so they work a lot with this type of music. You know, they're good with separating sounds nicely, so you can have click as well as the other instruments and stuff going through, and everything works nicely, the balance between everything. So they're perfect for this type of music. I think they're perfect for all types of music really, but generally I find it working really nicely with dance music.
Well, my background is I was actually first off classically trained, playing classical trumpet, and I kind of moved away from that a little bit as I was really interested in improvisation. And one of the biggest ways to get into improvisation is to play jazz. So I did my degree at Trinity College of Music. I got a degree in jazz trumpet. But yeah, working with Rudimental has kind of made me push myself a little bit more further, and it's given me a little bit more room and scope to improvise in a way that I maybe wouldn't fit in jazz or in classical. So yeah, it's been a really good way to kind of move my jazz forward as myself and kind of put my little 2 pence in it. Ever since using the ATM 350 or Audio-Technica, it's really helped me to just hear things a lot more clearly, so I'm more comfortable on stage about doing some more experimental things and not necessarily just playing notes but making different noises with my instrument. And yeah, it's been a really good piece of equipment which has helped me and the band to like move and maybe try a little bit something exciting, something a little different, a bit more quirky.
Well, our live show is really integral to Rudimental. You know, anyone that's seen us live, you know quite quickly that that's what we're all about. So for us, you know, having the freedom to be able to move around on stage is a big thing. You know, when we were first using wired microphones and things like that, it was a lot more restrictive. So on this tour, we're using Audio-Technica wireless microphones and receivers, and it's given us a hell of a lot of freedom, you know, to be able to use the whole stage and to really give the best performance that we can give. So, you know, having that clarity of sound is really vital for us, because there's 11 people on stage and you really want to hear exactly who's playing what, and we're quite, you know, pedantic, I should say, about that. So I think Audio-Technica mics have really given us an advantage. They're very clear, you know, we hear it really well, and it gives us the freedom to be able to move around on stage.